Welcome back, y'all. This is Carla Acosta Navarrete, joined by Jack Acosta Navarrete this morning here
Morning, y'all.
at the Gulf Coast Super Regionals hosted at the Austin Huns Rugby Ranch. Teeing up here for our 11 a.m. game. We have the men's D3 final, no RFC, meaning Nola, versus the Brevard Old Red Eye. On the scoreboard, you're going to see Nola RFC as the away team, with Old Red Eye being looked at as the home team. It is nice and muggy, 78 degrees, but it feels like 84 out here. So players are probably going to feel like they are breathing or drinking kind of out of a straw. But I can tell from the way both of these teams really aggressively and passionately warmed up, they're definitely looking to have a ball today.
Yeah, they're looking ready to go. We're excited to get this game going and see who wins, who comes out on top for these two teams today.
Yeah, both of these teams had really exciting matches. Definitely a huge, I think, just highlight from yesterday was Nola's last-minute win over Charlotte's men's D3, winning it with this amazing chip kick over the back line and ultimately getting the penalty that allowed them to scrum it in. It was the last play of the game. Truly, I had honestly even written down Charlotte had won, and so very excited to see if we're going to have another nail-biter final here on our hands. Before we tee off, just to get everybody acclimated, our center referee today is going to be Johan, with AR1 being Kai, supported by AR2, Justin Hale, and our number 4, Chase. We'd like to give a big thank you on this final day of the Gulf Coast Super Regionals to our supporters, including the Texas Rugby Union, the Texas Rugby Referee Association, Rugby Ninja, Nutmorg Sports Media, and our hosts, the Austin Huns. When I was doing a little bit of my research on these teams, I'm not going to lie, Old Red Eye had me captivated by the birth of their name. Named the Old Red Eyes one Sunday morning after a tournament, after a night of reckless abandonment. It sounds like they're not only a fun squad, but by their really gritty performance, they sound like an aggressive squad as well. Supporters in the comments, go ahead and let us know, who do you think is going to be winning this game and running away with the D3 final today? And let's see, whose predictions are right. But we are kicking off here on Field 1 at the Austin Rugby Ranch. Gorgeous kickoff and received by Brevard's number 4, Rice Ware. Getting on out for a nice deep kick. It stays in bounds. Well covered by Nola here. Looking to respond with a little chip and an unfriendly bounce, but perfect for the number 12, Nola, Mike Brankston, to be running onto. Also the captain of his squad, but it looks like there was a penalty. Jack, did you happen to see what that penalty was for?
I missed the arm signals coming from the center ref, but it looks like they're moving all the way back, so there was potentially an offsides there.
Yeah, I imagine you're right. Something like that, bringing it all the way back to right around the spot of the kick, tells me someone was maybe moving around when they shouldn't have.
Yeah, typically if there's a kick that happens, all players need to stay behind the kicker before they can advance to make any kind of tackle or play on ball.
And really early on, we have a first scrum. The Old Red Eye choosing for our first breakdown here within the first 2 minutes of the game, not even 90 seconds in. Nola giving some good pressure, a little bit of bobbling, but they do get it on out to their 10, to their 12, working it all the way to their 15 with a beautiful pass back and then ultimately to the wing, but a knock-on unfortunate. And the referee's saying that it was actually knocked by Nola. Referee is bringing it back to the spot of the knock-on, and we have very early back-to-back scrums, both of which are now in favor of Brevard.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit dewy out there this morning. Ball seems to be slipping out of both teams' hands. So at this point, it's a game of who can hold on to the ball and make something happen.
Yeah, if I were to describe it, it feels muggy.
Yeah.
It feels kind of sticky, but like to Jack's point, like if I were to try and catch something right now, it might slip out of my gross hands. So these guys definitely have a bit of a challenge with handling. And really well done by Nola's 9, Pat Kinnair, being in the right aggressive spot, challenging the number 8 very early on, and ultimately getting the turnover for Nola. They look to exit, and they were behind their 22, or potentially not, says the referee. So the AR is bringing us back to the spot of the kick.
Yeah, I think they're calling that other knock from Redeye. As he got tackled, ball went forward, so they're giving that ball back to Nola for a scrum.
Thanks for catching that. Here we go. Scrum number 3 in truly less than 2 minutes. So forwards getting a little bit of some high-intensity training here. It's going to be a long day if we keep this up.
As most forwards say, we love to scrum, so they're enjoying it, hopefully.
Nola showing some excellent stability there. Not even a move. 9 looks to go to the 10, who clears deep. Well covered by Brevard's 15, Andrew Ratt, the captain of their squad, and they go on for a gorgeous run on the right far side. Ball's back in Rapp's hands. He's got excellent support, good ruck set, but a pop out and an excellent hit by Nola, and they have regained possession of the ball. 9 gets swung around, though, by Old Red Eye. I think really living to that gritty late-night name of theirs. And an excellent exit and recovery by Nola here. First line out coming up. Jack, you're forward. You've done tons of line outs. I mean, what are we looking for here? Or it looks like they're going to scrum, I guess. Why might a team oh wait, no, we still got a line out.
It's a line out.
It's a line out. It's just a really long one. What are we looking for here, though?
Just trying to maintain possession, especially from Redeye. They're real close to scoring. They just got to keep that ball in.
Well done, leaving their number 8 also out of the line out. Braxton Hurd. Really excellent crash line from him. 10 has options at his 15, who sidesteps back inside. Really great job by Andrew Rapp. Again, the captain of the squad. Gets it on out to their number 7. Pardon me, Cody Johns. Looking at the wrong names there. 9 gets it on out to the number 10 again, Cody Deacon. Deacon gets it on out to the 8, and it is picked off by Nola. And he is off to the races. Nola's number 15 in the right space in the right time with the gorgeous diving try finish. Tough turnover there, Jack. There was a lot of great continuity and ball handling from Redeye. What did you kind of see lead up to that pick?
I just saw that 15 waiting patiently. He knew that Redeye kind of had a numbers advantage on the end, and all he did was watch, wait patiently, and go for that ball when it was presented to him.
Yeah, definitely a very skilled-looking 15. Jean-Baptiste, is it Penet or Pennant? Either way, I love the name. I love where he's from. Definitely, hopefully we can get some beignets sometime again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was an excellent play, and he was fortunate enough to just come away with it. Other times you've seen players reach out for the ball looking like they can poach it right from that pass, and it gets knocked on, and it's a really unfortunate play. But that one just worked out in his favor.
Yeah, and he can stand on his business, or it looks like the number 10, Alec Miller, the vice captain, getting the 2-point conversion. So we've got a full 7 on the board. Nola is up 7-0. And a reminder to our audience here, 15s is different than 7s, and this is a really great advantage to have. In 15s, you will get kicked to if you're the one scoring. So this gives them the opportunity to continue to retain possession and momentum. 8 does a great job of securing the ball. Flynn Martinez-Briggs. They again look to use their 10s, big boot, Alec Miller. Again, the 15, John-Eric Vanderels-Poltero from the other side knows how to be in the right spot, and they do a beautiful clear deep back into Nola's territory.
Wow, amazing kick there.
Nola again, not afraid to find an exit opportunity, but check. We've got a bit of a kicking kind of game going on, don't we?
Yeah, I think both teams are just trying to find some momentum, and if you have a team that can kick, you're definitely going to take advantage to try to find space and create more opportunities for your squad to score.
And a second line out coming up here for Old Red Eye. They choose their front pod option. Number 6 jump in, gets a beautiful opportunity out to the backs where they have one of those big boys just hiding in waiting, continuing to get the ball out from 10 to a beautiful job to their 13, Austin Parrish, who gets it on out, continuing to secure the ruck, now picking and going himself. Redeye looking maybe short side, decide not to, continue to stay in, give it on over to Detroit Thompson, the hooker, again finding the number 4, Rice Ware. On out to the number 10. Beautiful dummy. Oh. Unfortunate mishandling, though, resulting in that knock-on. So far, though, I'm liking the style of play. I think Brevard's got a fantastic synergy in their back line. You see them using quite a few different options. Line runners are giving both, unders and overs. Really exciting, and it seems like the 10 is just having a lot of options right now.
Yeah, they've definitely got plenty of options. They just need to capitalize on something, but at the same time, Nola is just on them defensively. They are not letting them get very many breakthroughs, the line.
Yeah, really great defensive coverage, resulting in that knock-on, right? Big hit, ball pops right on out. This gives them their next scrum. Again, showing just a lot of strength and stability there. Beautiful ball out, but unfortunate ball to ground by their first receiver, the number 12, Mike Bankston. Probably some of those nerves. I mean, this is the men's D3 final, right?
Yeah, a bit of nerves, a bit of sweat and messy ball, So hands just have to be up and ready to just make a nice controlled catch and set the next phase.
Yeah, definitely one of those moments also to just try and be a goldfish, right? Can't dwell on it too long. You're still within your own territory. You need to get over it and get over it quick because you're about to play some hard defense.
Yeah.
Now an opportunity to see how Brevard scrum holds, but Nola giving some good push, and I see that ball getting kind of muddled in the middle. Referee almost blows, but decides to let the ball play out. Ball does pop out from Brevard's number 15's hands, and we do have a turnover, allowing Nola's number 15 to now go on his own run. They have secured the ruck and now are on opposition here. Some really just great line running and speed from Nola. Now attacking almost a 3-on-2. 12 comes back on the inside. Now getting in support, his number 9, Pat Kinnair. Also giving it out to number 13, Jenkins. Jinxie takes it down, but no real support there, and very messy ball to ground. Referee saying, hey, it's there, do something with it. And it does look like it resulted in a knock-on. Definitely some chat there from Brevard, wondering, hey man, what's going on? Everybody's kind of questioning. But ref was right there. I trust he had a good vantage point.
Yeah, Nola is very speedy when they have ball, and I feel like Old Red did not get back into defensive shape quick enough. So that's part of why they were able to just get downfield so fast.
Yeah, it truly felt like it took them no time at all to regain possession and find themselves almost on a 4-on-3 opportunity there. Some very impressive work from number 13, Jenkins, with the very sick cut back on the inside. And then Kanair, man, he is doing some amazing work at number 9. Penalty given to Brevard for a scrum infraction there. So good on them being able to, turn things over and hopefully get on the other side of the half. Great kick from their number 10, Cody Deacon. We've seen him kick quite a bunch already alongside his number 15, Vanderes Pertero. Lots and lots of time. I feel like these teams are almost playing very similar styles here. Good line out, strong from them, but very risky pass by the 9. Does manage to get it on out, and just great resiliency by their centers here.
Oh.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All righty. Excellent clear. And referee brings us back to the spot for a penalty. Jake, what was the penalty there? Similar kind of infraction as earlier? Was it an offsides while somebody was kicking?
There's a potential offsides. I will be 100% honest. I did not see what happened, and that's typical sometimes for rugby. If you are not watching carefully and closely, you can easily miss whatever has happened on the pitch.
And dang, Kobe Deacon's got a boot. Really, really excellent choice. I imagine they're going to keep wanting to go for those kick options on those penalties, even when he was pretty close to being centered up. I mean, that was just a massive kick, now putting them right on the outside of the 22. Nice big long line out here. We'll see what Brevard decides to do. Ultimately going for their middle pod. Just excellent job. Clean pass from their 9 all the way out to the 10 to the 12. They're playing very, very wide, but definitely putting Nola in some tight spots, but great coverage overall. 12 or 15, great running there. Brevard continuing to move the ball through their pods, but oh, what a hit. Number 4 taken down strongly by a great double tackle by Nola. Again, running into a sea of green players there, but they're getting it down out to the backs, and a great behind the back of their 7. Hard hit, though, from the number 10, Nola, giving his player, the number 8, the opportunity for the poach. And now we've got kind of number 8 for the opposite side, also trying to give a poach attempt, unfortunately unsuccessful. Nola coming into support, a little bit of slipping there in the ruck, might be some of the mud out there still. 6 manages to stay on his feet. 9 continuing to control the traffic here. Brevard, a good poach attempt and a great dive, trying to make things messy for the 9, but it could be that he shouldn't have been quite playing him. What was that call there, Jack?
Yeah, you're not allowed to play the 9. You know, they're trying to make the game safer for that position in particular because they are vulnerable. They're typically in the rucks trying to pull that ball out and make something happen. So you want to make sure you're doing what you can to keep all players safe out there.
Absolutely. Nola now returning and going for their own kick. Seen quite a few of these guys also have some excellent boots behind them. So again, likely going to be a big component for both of these teams today. continuing to opt for the 5. Going for the middle and setting a maul. Really well done by them. The 7 having an opportunity, Jaden Salazar, to crash it in himself. Recycled on out now to the number 6, William Rice. 10 seeing, but Brevard bringing a shooter up, and 12 doing a wonderful job. Bankston staying up on his feet, swerving around, centering up his own rack. Great pod there, led by the number 4. 9 decides to change direction, hitting his number 3, James here. Irie. Ball to ground, but backwards, a little bit messy. 15 having to do a couple different side steps, but man, Brevard's number 9, he's everywhere. Sorry, number 6, going for a poach attempt. Lots of players trying to get involved in this ruck, but they got to get heads up. Beautiful tackle by number 5, Brennan George, for Brevard on that one. And he earns and gives his team the opportunity for a penalty for not releasing. Excellent defensive work there.
Yeah, they were on that ball real quick, which is honestly what they need. They need to be faster in order to match the pace that Nola is bringing.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we do have a old red eye down. Hopefully just maybe cramps, something minor. Referee's taking this moment an opportunity to go ahead and give teams a water break. So we will put time off momentarily. Looks like we're right around the 19, if not 20-minute moment here.
Do we know which this is?
But again, very strong teams here. No RFC established in 1973. Brevard established in 1975. Long-standing clubs. Brevard play in Cocoa, Florida. Again, named the Old Red Eyes after one Sunday morning at a tournament after a night of reckless abandon. They can party any team into submission. Man, you guys have some great one-liners there. It looks like they host around 40 players ages 16 to 45. Very deep. And for Nola, they do also have a D2 and D3 team. They won both D2 and D3 in 2023 and 2024 for True South Championships. And then they also had a 4-year stretch of national appearances between 2011 and 14, having won the big ball in 11 and 13. These clubs come with just, it seems like, a lot of just opportunity for their community to get involved and play. Big shout out to just in general grassroots rugby and clubs doing their part in giving back. And shout out to the coaches here. I have Nola being supported by George Sharp. A note about him, he was Nola Gold's first round pick. He's also an Arkansas State alumni. And Brevard being supported here by Michael Nevin and Warren Corky Newman. I found that Corky was the president of Old Brevard. So again, great to see them traveling with excellent support and just, again, a lot of long-standing culture behind them.
Yeah, you can definitely see them bringing some of that onto their pitch as well. Like I mentioned earlier, Nola's playing hard and fast while Old Red is definitely playing a little bit more controlled, so sometimes that looks a little bit slow, but their pace is on every single time they have the ball. And getting right back in it here.
Yeah, again, pretty muggy out. It said earlier it was 78, but felt a lot closer to 85 degrees. That's only going to get worse as the day continues. Really excellent job by Nola's 15, making sure to avoid allowing that opportunity for Brevard to get that ball out, and ball does continue to stay in play. Brevard has both their 15 and their 6, and 15 chooses to take it in. Right here on the left-hand sideline, good strong ruck, lots of support. Brevard looked to do the over. Covered well by Nola. However, ball does go straight out of bounds. Maybe something that he would like to rethink maybe next time.
Yeah, his kicks have been on so far, and sometimes you just hit it wrong and the ball goes in the exact place that you don't want it to go.
Yeah, moving on over to another line out, but it looks like we have number 11, Donnie Duncan for no RFC needing to get his contact back in his eye. Jack, you played with contacts or mostly blind throughout your time, right?
With contacts, never blind. Thank you.
Never blind. That's got to be tough. Have you ever had one just pop out in a game?
Yeah, and sometimes you have trainers on the side that have solution that can help you out really quickly, and sometimes you use water from your water bottles to just kind of straighten that contact out, which it looks like he's doing right now, using some water from the water bottle to get it opened up and try to get that back on.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
And then the trainer came on over with the contact solution, which makes it a lot easier to get into your eye compared to using water.
I would know nothing of those things. Been blessed with that 20/20 vision since day one. But
yeah, we can't all be blessed. Otherwise, there would be no eye doctors, no need for really cool glasses, and, all the other things we spend money on when your vision is not 20/20.
Very true. 11 stepping back into it. Duncan looks like he's ready to go. And I'm sure the players don't, again, mind maybe another breather here.
Although that was a quick breather from the water break. Still appreciated always.
And well done. Brevard now looking to do something similar, going for a quick maul. Really well done by their number 8. Continue to drive, and they maintain that ball truly inches away from the sideline, but a very low pass and turnover falling right into the hands of number 13, Nola's Kenneth Jenkins. But another turnover in that moment, back to Brevard.
Yeah,
man, this is going quick.
That was wild. We talked about ball control, and both teams are just on the ball so quickly that it makes it really challenging for either side to find some momentum right now.
Yeah, and referee going back to the spot of the penalty. A very clear diving by Nola in the ruck. Player completely kind of looked like he's Superman. No feet, no arms, no anything. Made it very easy, and since 9 knew he had the advantage, why not take the kick?
Oh, and it looks like they're trying to go for points from here, which is honestly a really smart play. You got to get some points on the board, and you kind of get to control your players a bit more, give them an opportunity to catch their breath. But ball is still live, so hopefully it goes straight through the uprights and they'll reset to receive.
Yeah, number 10, Kobe Deacon, we've seen him already just really flex his boot on some of his punts. He's kicking from the 40. It does look quite centered up. And we'll see. It is short and to the other side. And so Nola just choose to run it right out of their try zone.
Yeah, which is a smart play because it didn't look like Old Red was coming up very fast to contest that ball anyway.
Yeah, and a penalty awarded to Nola on that first ruck for Brevard, looks like rolling away. So wonderful defensive stand and ultimately turnover of possession here for Nola. They look to go deep and down the sideline themselves. Again, these teams have very, very strong and accurate kicking, represented by some of their key players here. A really nice and easy back and forth. I feel like, again, Nola's maybe had just a little bit more continuity, putting some more phases together, really kind of working through some of their backs. But in the moments that Brevard's had the ball with their backs as well. They're very hard to read, and they're doing some also very cool trickery back there. So we'll see if they can regain possession here. Nola with an excellent tip from their 3 to the number 6. Really strong rucking, getting that ball out, but very low. And 13 for Brevard, coming and hunting them down. 10 gets it on out to the 11. 11 does fumble it. First knock by Green. A little bit of chirpiness. I get it. 14, why are you holding on to the jersey for so long? But maybe use our words, not our hands.
Yeah, rugby is a contact sport. You don't ever want to see them fighting out there. You just got to know better. Move on, make the tackle or don't make the tackle and then focus on the next thing.
Another scrum here in favor of Brevard. It's been a minute since they've had the chance to get into the other half and really stay there. Nola, though, showing some very strong scrummaging, making that a difficult task. Just this boot, though, from Kobe Deacon, again, deep, and bounces off of the 15, and it is a foot race. Nola's 11 coming from the far side of the field, but there's 3 red jerseys versus 2. Now 3 on 3. Now 4 on 3. And just messy. Did Nola regain that? No, they have not. And referee is giving the penalty to the old Redeye.
Yeah, it looked like in from the side from Nola there. Ball was definitely in the ruck, and you saw a player just kind of try to be cheeky. He sees the ball is kind of out, going for it. But fortunately, the sir was there quick enough to make a call.
Yeah, and just a stunner of a kick by Kobe Deacon to allow that all to have occurred in the first place, and just great follow by his team there. Nola, though, with a very quick defensive stand, resulting in a poach and a penalty for not releasing. Jack, did that player have a lot of support there?
They had some support, but in my opinion, they went in a little bit high. When you're that close to the goal line, you want to make sure that you make it as difficult as possible for the other team to get any opportunity to get to the ball.
Preach. Big kick, allowing Nola to secure a line-out opportunity outside of the 22.
Another line-out happening here for Nola.
And they do a nice little step in. Love to see that. Going for their far option. Really deep pass. And kick by the 10. Goes high. And ultimately gets the ball. 13 finding space in between the back defenders. But well covered and great communication by the 15, trying to round the corner around Nola. Goes for a little bit of a chip himself. Great coverage, but good tackle. And ultimately, Nola finding and securing it and giving another chip kick back. Love how strong they're playing just back defense, though. Really good coverage and another kick, a grubber, but 5 for Nola securing it. Giovanni Mantraga. Nola now with the ruck right above the 50. Good support. They have their number 3. Number 3 fends off 1. Gets tackled by 2. 10 going for another grubber chip kick and just missed by Vander El Sportero. He does have support, but an unfortunate mishandling error in the try zone by old Redeye. This is now going to be a 5-meter scrum.
5-meter scrum to Nola. They are right where they want to be. The way that their scrums have been going, I would not be surprised to see them try to scrum it all the way in and get that try through the back of their scrum.
Yeah, I definitely think in the handful of the last few scrums, they have been, I think, just kind of like waiting to show how strong they are. I'm really excited to see if they're going to flex this opportunity to just move it all the way in. And for those of you who tuned into the game yesterday that Nola won, that's exactly how they did it. It was a 5-meter scrum, last play of the game, really just the 80th minute, and they managed to scrum that ball all the way in. We'll see if they do something same.
Yeah. You love to see it, especially as a forward, watching the forwards do work, especially in set pieces like scrums or doing a maul from a line out. Those are amazing practice pieces that do take a lot of work, but also it takes a lot of continuity and support from the players. So you mentioned earlier, these clubs have been around for a really long time. I imagine a lot of these guys have been playing with each other for years, and you can see it out there. They're very cohesive as they're playing together.
Yeah, definitely a lot of trust, especially with some, again, like the cool behind-the-back passes, the switches, the unders, the overs. These 10s are having so many options on both sides, and you got to just really think, like, these guys have been practicing hard, but honestly building a lot of trust over these last probably few years.
Yeah, for sure.
And here goes Nola, but Brevard not making it that easy. Messy. And referee says that scrum has been
Wheeled. Yeah, you want to make sure that scrum is going straight back and forward. You don't ever want to have it turn. If it turns, you got to reset, which, again, I know I said it earlier, forwards love to scrum. While that is true, having to do back-to-back scrums can be taxing on the body.
Nola holding strong here, holding, trying to walk that ball in. And the number 8 takes it, goes under.
Oh, he is calling obstruction there.
Or obstruction.
Or not onside. I am unclear what that call was.
Yeah,
but
I have no idea that. But ultimately, referee does give the penalty to Nola. They choose to go quick and ultimately come out with the try. A wonderful job by their forwards there.
Did we happen to see which one of their forwards scored that one?
It's going to be the gentleman here with the green scrum cap. That's looks like he's worked really, really hard to accomplish that. I can't quite see his number. Is it the number 2?
Yeah, number 2 there.
Oh, yeah. So this is going to be James Rakoff. Pardon for the pronunciation if I didn't get it right, but solid job by our hooker here, James Nola, getting that second try. Ball comes off of the tee. 10 is going to be resetting here. And just the miss. So that does bring Nola up to 12 points against Redeye's 0. But still plenty of rugby to be played. We've got 7 some odd minutes left in the first half. These guys have been going back and forth, both just in set plays and I think just overall ball possession. Plenty of time for the Old Red Eye to really get more into this game.
Plenty of time. Old Red Eye just needs to maintain control of the ball. Keep marching it down the pitch and keep doing what they have been doing to get so close. They just need a finish.
Yeah. 10 going for a little bit more of a shallow kick. Well supported by Nola's pod, including their 8 and 3. 9 gets on out to their center pod. Beautiful tip pass and just great ball on ground work. Getting long and staying hard to get. Wonderful run, though, from the far side by Nola's backs. putting Brevard on their back feet here. Getting it on out to the number 5. Ball pops out, and number 3, Steven Zaradzic for Brevard County does a wonderful job of being in the right place and time, but true to their kind of style so far, they opt to go deep and kick. 15 kind of jukes around the 10. Nola kicks back. And it looks like Old Red Eye really were trying to maybe consider a fast line out option, but unfortunately the ball kind of got bobbled, hit the, stands over there. Can't go quick anymore.
No.
This is going to be a line out to Old Red Eye.
Oh.
Ball is bobbled around, somehow manages to get back in Old Red Eye's hands. 9 goes for the kick over. Does the ball stay in? And it does look like it did. So really, really solid vision and just execution there by number 9, Brock Roper, the captain of Old Red Eye. So, Jack, you mentioned earlier, right? These guys just, all Red Eye needs maybe a little bit more possession. We see that they're a very kick-heavy team. Do you think they'll change that to see if they can do a little bit more ball handling?
Maybe, but teams typically, again, if they're kicking and you can gain meters through that kick, you want to keep that up.
Bit of a messy line out.
Oh,
Referee
man.
does happen to see
Yeah.
a knock on there by the Old Red Eye.
Scrum to Nola.
Yep. A scrum coming up. We're right around the 37th minute. It's heating up. Definitely feels like in the last few minutes it just got hotter.
Yeah, I think there was a little break in the clouds, so the sun is shining through a bit.
Yeah.
Can definitely feel the heat.
Yep. It's definitely going up. Says it's 80, feels like 87. So in the span of the first 40 minutes, it's gone up just even almost 5 degrees. A little bit of a messy ball there and a knock on now by Nola, giving Brevard the really great scrum opportunity here.
Yeah, there was just a little knock from that ball there, which is unlucky for Nola, but really, really fortunate for Old Red Eye. So they get to keep this ball and make something happen. Hoping for a strong scrum and then hands out to their backs. So that's where they've seen a lot of opportunities to gain meters.
Yeah, and I see Brevard's wing, number 14, just far, far out. I'm really curious to see how and what their stellar 10, Kobe, is thinking of doing. We've got a 12 crash here. Samuel Sheetstra. Does look like it may have been turned over, though, and Nola now regains possession deep in their half. They look to exit. Just a little bit of just back and forth. It's almost like 2 steps forward, 1 step back by Old Red Eye right now. But good news is they're still really deep in Nola's territory. They could turn it over here.
Well, it looks like it's a line out again to Old Red Eye. So they have another opportunity here to make something happen. Hopefully they can maintain possession and do something here.
There we go. Really well contested line out. But they do bring it to ground. 9 gets it out to the 10. Big pass kind of bounces into the hands of 13. And just like we said, they had that 14 very far on the outside. He does come back in. Good support. 15's trying to round the left short side corner. Is stopped by the double tackle. Well covered by Nola. Gets it on out to the number 5, Brennan George. Now out to the number 4, Rice Ware. And it does look like ball pops out of the ruck, giving Nola possession again. Nola's 10 looks to exit. So I feel like that was maybe like 3 or 4 phases by Old Red Eye. Just that execution, the last thing that they really just need to crisp up.
Yeah, they just need to protect the ball a little bit more, especially when going into contact. They've been a little bit loose with it, and that's where they're losing it and giving the ball to Nola.
And a far line out pass, lots of bobbles, but ultimately first touch by Old Red Eye. So this is going to be a scrum to Nola.
I can't see anything.
Hey, guys. All right. Nola having had pretty dominant scrum so far, giving themselves some really great stability. Their 9's got an excellent pass, really great synergy with his back line here. 10 looks to go wide, far out to their number 14. Very speedy but excellent coverage by number 13, Austin Parrish for Old Red Eye.
Oh.
And, man, that ruck has been blown up. And 13 for Nola. He's been a menace all day. Gets that pass out in support to his number 8, who still has their number 9, who gives it back to number 13. And that is gorgeous. Number 13, Kenneth Jenkins with the 3rd try of the day.
Yeah, that was just another quick turnover from Nola, you know. Old Red Eye had the territory, they had the space. It was just a lost opportunity, just not taking care of the ball. And Nola, once they get their hands on it, are trying to use their speed, which is really smart. They have the speed. They went around the outside and just poked all the holes through Old Red Eye's defense there.
Yeah. This now brings us up to 17-0, waiting to see if Nola can make the conversion here. Great strike, but does not look like it made it through. So we are at about 40 some odd minutes in. Should be halftime any second. Nola is up 17 to Old Red Eye 0. Referee's saying it looks like we still have one last play to give, so boys are teeing up for another kickoff. They definitely saw a couple of really excellent kickoffs turned into very quick tries yesterday. Let's see if Old Red Eye can capitalize here. They opt for good mid-distance type of kick. Gives it to a strong runner to Nola, though. Number 11 just in the washer, just spinning through some of his defense. 10 gives it on out. Nola looks to give that kick. Great coverage again by number 15, John Eric by Brevard. High kick, forces the run by the 10. He bobbles it. It does go backwards, and he has the support of his other teammates. Nola again trying to chip it through, but does get kicked and ricocheted off of another player. However, the referee says it's a penalty. They are looking and seeing they have speed on the outside. Number 11 for Nola there in support. Gives it to number 7, followed through by their number 8, Flynn Martinez Briggs. And man, was that just a very quick, again, just change in execution by Nola. big thing that I'm seeing so far, Jackie, is the last 2 tries were all team support, working in trios and just helping each other out, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're there. They're with each other. They're exactly where they need to be in order to maintain possession of that ball and get it between the uprights, and just perfect execution, perfect support and cohesion shown from Nola there.
Yeah, and the kick was good. So Nola ending the first half of the men's D3 final here at the Gulf Coast Super Regionals, 24-0. We will be coming back here shortly after a quick break. But again, just big thank you to our supporters, all of y'all here watching on the Texas Rugby Union YouTube channel, as well as the Texas Rugby Union, Texas Rugby Referee Association, Rugby Ninja, Nutmeg Sports Media, and our generous and amazing hosts, the Austin Huns, here at the Austin Rugby Ranch. Stay tuned for second half, and we'll be on back. Alrighty, y'all. Welcome on back to the Gulf Coast Super Regionals hosted here at the Austin Huns Rugby Ranch.
Huns Rugby Ranch.
Yeah, my name's Carla Acosta Navarrete, joined by my partner, Jack Acosta Navarrete. Really good game so far, by Nola. Unfortunate mistakes by Brevard. The score really doesn't represent how hard they've been fighting, but a series of subs made by Old Red Eye could be exactly what they've needed. They have opted to sub out their number 1, Christian Zelenka, and bring in number 17, Grady Brinkley. They have also subbed out Edwin Escalera and brought in number 23, David Sugimoto. They have also subbed out their number 3, Steven Zerjic, and they're bringing in number 20, Derek Asparelli. They also have switched out number 12, Samuel Schinstra, and are putting in Cleo Walker. And they have also subbed out number 4, Bryce Ware, for number 19, Lance O'Sullivan. So, again, the 1, 14, 3, 12, and 4. All subbed out.
Do you know how to get us into this?
No, this ain't my computer.
And potentially some technical difficulties here. We also have a sub for New Orleans, number 7, Jaden Salazar.
The mic fell and I just can't get into it.
Is getting replaced by number 21, Zach Stowe.
We just lost power. Oh. Where is Mark? Mark's down there. Okay. I will. Excuse me. Okay.
And Brevard off to a start, getting that ball out to their number 11, Ryan West, who is pushed out of bounds. Nola acting like they can go quick, not quite. And we already have our first line out of the second half.
I'm sorry, the mic fell on it and screamed us.
Whoa.
Alrighty. And back at it, Nola looking to clear. Big boot by their number 10, Alec Miller. Well covered again by 15, John Eric from Brevard. Taken down. Good poach attempt. Ball is out, though. However, referee did see it was not clear. So this is going to be a penalty awarded to the Old Red Eye. Going back to their number 10, Kobe Deacons. Big boot. He's been kicking these guys up the field all day. Let's see if we can capitalize on some of that hard work he's putting in to put these boys in really good field positioning.
Yeah, they need a strong line out, so hopefully just bring the ball in, bring it down. A potential maul would be really cool to see to gain some control here.
Yeah. An overshoot, though, but it could still be in their favor. Ends up in the hands of their 10, who gives it on out to their number 12. Getting it on out to number 8. 10 again with a great switch with his number 13, Austin Parrish. Good support going short side again. Number 8 coming around the ruck. Trying short side one more time. 9 gets blown up by 3 tacklers right there and ready. They still hold on to possession, but very strong counter ruck by Nola, making that ball difficult to get to. Referee has given them the advantage hand, so they are playing with advantage. 9 going out now to his backs. 10 looking for the chip opportunity. Can they stay in bounds? 11, though, for Nola. And referee is coming back to the penalty.
I know you're saying
great start for the Old Red Eye here.
Yeah, hopefully those substitutions that they made can help make something happen in the second half here for Old Red Eye.
Yeah. They're scoping out their option. Does look like they're just going to go for a quick tap. You see their 18 and 17, Cleo Walker and Lance O'Sullivan ready to take it. Their 2, Detroit Thompson is ready. They also have number 19, Lance O'Sullivan. Lots of options. And ultimately, referee not happy with something Nola has done, resulting in a yellow card. Could be some back chat here. Referee says, let's play, and it looks like just not rolling or something. But 10 gets it on out to his number 13. Very strong sidestep, but well covered by Nola. And 9 goes for the diving opportunity there. And it looks like it was the player acting as the scrummy, but not the 9. Can't quite see his jersey number from here, but you can tell he's amped. He's pumped. His team is pumped. That's exactly what they needed. It was number 20, Derek Asparelli, one of the subs that was made, and it seems like he was put in for a reason. Finally getting Old Red Eye on the board. 5 points here. They're 10 again. Kobe Deacon has been kicking just all over the place. Yeah, we'll get our opportunity to see what his tee kicking looks like. Great strike, and that kick is good. So now, Nola 24, Red Eye 7. This is exactly the momentum and the start to the half these guys needed to turn things around. And Nola is playing down one player. They're playing 14 on 15. The referee said it was multiple infringements. It's number 21 for Nola that is out, Zach Stowe. Plenty of time still left in the game here. Nola go for a really excellent mid-kick. Great tackle, but strong from Old Red Eye. Holding there. Good ruck set. A little bit of fumbling. Trying to cut back in. Lots of red players there, though. Opting for a deep kick. Really well done. Bounces out of bounds. And just great job also by Old Red Eyes, number 11, Ryan West, continuing to play the game there, making sure that Nola cannot opt for any type of quick line-out situation.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Old Red Eye need, right? They needed the support, which they have finally on attack, and they need, go forward. They need somebody to hustle to get in Nola's face, just like Nola's doing to Old Red Eye. So, Old Red Eye, they're on it so far at the start of this second half.
Yeah, really great job by these guys. Good line out by Nola, though. Great ball to their number 6, Will Rice. Getting that ball out to their number 10, Alec Miller. Good kick. And very, very friendly bounce for Nola. Almost pushing Old Red Eye coming back from their try line, but great running and support by this player who's just basically running it by himself and kicks back the opposite direction. Number 11, Ryan West, pulling Old Red Eye on his back. Nola now having to do the same exact thing that they just did. Ball is kicked, bounces out of bounds. Red Eye coming back. Again, you can tell these guys are playing with a lot more urgency, a lot more awareness. They wanted to go quick, But unfortunately, once that ball starts bouncing around, touching spectators and other things, you no longer have that option. Ooh, and I love a good quick option right in front of us. Referee says, though, it was not straight. Oh, man, that crushes my soul. Jack, when you think of all the line-out plays out there, what do you think about your pod 1 option?
I think it's an amazing call, but again, you have to execute it properly in order for it to be successful and look really good and clean. Unfortunately, I think that ball just did not go the 5 meters that it needed to. So Old Red Eye just caught that ball before the 5, and that's why it's now a scrum to Nola.
Unfortunate, but love just the flair, and more of that from Old Red Eye could be exactly what they need. Nola here, though, trying to curb that momentum. Great, strong scrum, just like in the first half. Bobbling, though, and great pickup by Old Red Eye. 10 gets it on out to the 13, who gets it out to number 23, Sugimoto, who was one of our subs. Ball is bobbled everywhere in that far left-hand side corner. Referee says continue to play on. Old Red Eye still maintaining possession here. 9 tries to take it in himself. Is tackled and met with great defensive stand here, but coming back again. They have another pod set, continuing to move to the right. Not quite ready, though. And it looks like the referee is bringing us back to the first knock-on, which he's indicating was done by Nola.
Yeah, he was just trying to gather the ball, and it just went forward off of his chest. So knock on there. Sir was letting the Old Red Eye play advantage. Didn't gain anything, so now it's their scrum.
Yeah, but love what we're seeing from Old Red Eye's second half performance so far. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs they made. Really well done. Coach Mike, Nevin, and Corky over there, I think they really know their team and understand what they were needing. Just a big burst of energy and finishers. Old Red Eye looking, but just a pass that was just looked like to his back shoulder instead of maybe in front. Another just mishandling error when they have the perfect positioning.
Yeah, again, we talked about the control, right? You need to control your pace as you're running onto the ball. You need to control where that pass is going to meet your players. Just got to catch their breath and keep doing work out there.
Yeah. Great field positioning. As we've seen, though, Nola and Old Red Eye have guys ready that can boot this ball across the field and out of danger. I imagine Nola's probably thinking they need to do that. Again, playing down 1 man. Got 1 yellow card. For sure, this is not the space you want to be when you've got the 1 less player on the field.
Yeah, that was a smart play, though, from it looked like Nola's captain was talking to the sir and just trying to clarify, especially before the scrum happens, to make sure that they're doing the right thing to not get called.
It's the game inside of the game, right? Staying in the referee's favor and being on the same page is definitely part of that strategy. Good pass, gives it on out to the 10. 10 does look to clear, but really great coverage by, again, Red Eye's back 3 has been doing a phenomenal job. 15 coming up hard, weaving through several players, putting themselves back right in the middle of the half in the field. Looking to go to their left. John, Eric, and crew have lots of space on the right, but chip kick on over to the left-hand side. Referee is giving them the penalty, though, due to what looks like an offsides infringement. Red Eye again, changing things up this half. For the most part, have had the most amount of possession so far. We've been playing mostly on this side of the pitch. They've got the positioning. It's just about the execution. This time going for a line out, and looks like they're about 5 meters away from the try line. So could this be an opportunity for a line out into Maul, Jackie?
It could be if that line out throw is exactly where they need it, which we did not see earlier. So hopefully this one is a bit more clean and gets right to the jumper.
Yeah, and heard from referee, next stoppage, our yellow card can come back on, giving all 15 players back to Nola, but only after this. So we'll see if they can capitalize.
Wow.
And whoa, just cutting it up right through the center. Old Red Eye scoring back-to-back tries in the second half. And I can't quite tell from here which one of
I'm
those
pretty sure
numbers
that's
it
their
was.
10.
Was it their 10?
Yeah.
Really great job. Kobe Deacon, man, the guy who's doing it all. He's got the kicks, he's got the style, he's got the pass, and he's got the ability to score too. Really, really great job by Kobe. We'll see if he can convert his try.
And he did. Got the
Awesome.
conversion there.
Yeah,
But-
dude. So he gets the full 7, putting Red Eye up to 14 and Nola 24. It's only a 10-point game. Combination of a try and a 3-point. These guys could be really back in it.
Yeah, again, it all started with that line out, right? Ball went exactly where it needed to. They brought that ball down, and they shifted it out, and their 10 hit an excellent crash line to just barrel through Nola to get that try.
Yeah, I feel a changing of momentum here. And again, because they get the kickoff, really great opportunity. But, I misjudgment on that kickoff. And Nola forcing, a player to act. And now getting really excellent field positioning on this line out. Nola playing a smart game. Both of these teams, right? The way they've been strategically placing the ball, not quite always on a defender, but in the in-between space, forcing you to have to run onto the ball and really bet on yourself. And a couple of times so far, right, Jack, we've seen that if you're not fully under it or if you're misjudging that ball, it's kind of resulted in either a knock-on or a line-out. And a penalty awarded to Old Red Eye. Again, just changing of possession here. Jack, what was that call?
Yeah, so it looked like Nola was trying to do a maul from the line out, but I'm not sure they were able to get that ball all the way to the back where it needed to. So I'm imagining it's obstruction again. It looked like that's what the hand signals were from the center ref, but I know that sometimes I get the hand signals mixed up or I'm not calling it accurately, but I believe that's what it was. So,
And line out now to Nola. Nola going to their number 4. 4 barreling through, bringing several players with him. Excellent hard run from him. Gets it on out to the 10. 10 gets it on out to the number 12. Braxton. Nola now getting that opportunity to really have possession and get back to what they were doing more in the first half. Great hands by the number 2 to get it all the way out to their number 11, Donnie Duncan on the wing. Nola coming back now the other way. Oh, but a dominant
nice.
tackle, resulting in even the ball coming out. And Old Red Eye really giving Nola something to think about. Push back, number 8, and beautiful, just low tackle. Well done by Old Red Eye there. Number 20, Derek Asparelli, the early try scorer of the second half, shooting up and getting low and tripping that player right in his tracks. And just like in the first half, it looks like we're potentially looking at water breaks. We have multiple players, it looks like, down. And we have a couple of subs happening here for New Orleans. They are going to be subbing out Andres Arras for number 17, Chris Coles. They're also subbing out their number 2 for number 16, Caleb Nelson. Just kidding on the water break. Referee says, actually not yet. Let's keep playing. I feel ya. I get it, boys, but gotta keep at it. It is our men's D3 final. Scrum down to Nola here. Right on the 40. We have been playing mostly in their half with Old Red Eye, a lot of the momentum. And very dominant scrum, allowing their 9 to get it on out to their number 12. 12 gets it stripped by the number 9, Brock Roper of Old Red Eye. And again, Deacon doing it all with an excellent kick over, making number 15, Jean-Baptiste Panay, have to get it from deep in their territory and exit. Good thing he's also got a boot. Really, really excellent clear. The kicking talent on both of these teams is just phenomenal. These guys really trying to find a way to isolate the other make mistake. I can only think of what our forwards are thinking as the ball goes back and forth, though.
Oh, you know, just cool. Now I got to go that way. Now I got to go the other way. It's lots of back and forth. But they're working. They're hustling, and they're getting there.
Yeah. Number 20 and 22 coming onto the field for Nola. That's going to be Cameron Coughlin and number 20, Caleb Williams. Good clean line out, Old Red Eye. Good skip pass, trying to stretch the field. Unfortunate mishandling and balls to ground, and everybody's chasing. Good job by number 11 for Nola, tackling Brevard's number 10. Nola deep in Old Red Eye's territory. Good defensive coverage, but lots of space in the back. I bet Deacon's probably already seen that. Red Eye again, opt to go to Deacon. Huge kick. Right into one of the spaces that Nola wasn't quite at, but do get to very quickly. 15 has 2 people on his inside, if not more, but chooses to take himself into contact. The 3 gets it on out. Ball is out. Now to the 10, to the 13 again, doing a lot of work, chipping it himself, finding some excellent space on the far side. And it does look like the ball does go out of bounds.
Out of bounds, but knocked forward slightly by Old Red Eye, so it should be a scrum to Nola out there.
Dang, and again, Nola's 13, Kenneth Jenkins, being a real menace, right? The guy has some excellent moves. He's slippery, sliding through a lot of different defensive players' hands. But then on top of that, he chooses to chip kick. Hard guy to defend here with so many different skills and opportunities he can put in front of you. And Nola's scrum now. Great field positioning. Wide pass to their 15. He has his 14. He also gets back to the 10. 10 looks to the 14, cuts back in. Good coverage. But, man, couple of players not quite ready since they were shifting the other way. 9 out to the 20. One of the subs made. Great defense, right? 3 players of Old Red Eye right in front of him. Out to the 15. Great pop inside to Nola's number 8, Martinez Briggs. ruck, though. Really great contest by Redeye, turning the ball over. Great defense, Redeye. And excellent clear. Landing in number 14's arms for Nola. He needs options. He's got support from the number 10, Alec Miller. Miller goes down. 9's looking at his options. Finds his number 4, Frank Finkel. A little bit of a high pass and ultimately a penalty against Nola for what looks like diving. Old Redeye opting for the kick, earning themselves easily 30 meters, if not some change, back up the field. In the half they definitely want to be in. Boys huffing here, but great view of this line out. Good, clean, just entry there. Great job by the forwards, continuing to retain possession. 10 looks to kick into the space where a couple players had to figure out where to be, but great coverage by Nola's 11, Donnie Duncan. He goes into contact. Great tackle by Old Redeye. Ball somehow shoots out. Looks like Old Redeye trying to turn the scrum around. I do see a player from Nola coming from the side, though. Referee missed it. Continue to play on. Nola with possession here. Looking to clear. Redeye has a player. A little bit of bobbling there. Trying to figure out his options. Good coverage and decision there by 22 to try and close it off. Redeye still with the possession, continuing to go maybe to the right. Number 8 decides to take it in, decides not to pass it off. Good choice there. Old Redeye using their middle pod, led by their number 6, now giving it out to their number 7, Cody Johns. I wonder if any relation to Bobby Johns. Oh, and a wonderful job by number 13, Old Redeye's Austin Parrish. He, however, seems kind of all alone, but Nola not holding their body weight in that ruck, so Old Redeye continuing to hold on to ball. Number 10 chips it on through. We've got 11 kicking the ball straight out, and there is a penalty arm in favor of Old Redeye. One player still on the ground. Referee telling everybody we need to take a second.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a chat with his ARs to see what happened there.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to all the medics who've been here at the Huns Rugby Ranch this weekend, acting swiftly to ensure player safety. Really big thank you to everybody that's been volunteering. It takes a village to put a tournament of this caliber on. Referees having chats over there with looks like some of the captains. Looks like the player for Old Redeye is doing all right. It's a good sign. Like we said, it is muggy. You cannot help but be sweating as soon as you step outside. So it's likely these guys who are working hard are also just on the fringe of maybe cramping or again, feeling like they're working their butts off. Old Redeye goes quick, opts for their far side pod option. Looks like they're right within the 5. I hope I see some hammers here. And I see hands up. Referee says it is a try. I mean, and he went all the way through. Johan, the center referee, was on his all fours, making sure that ball was touching the ground of the try zone. And now Old Redeye with 3 back-to-back tries, making this now a much tighter game, 19-24. Brevard's also making some subs. So number 21 is Darian Betts is getting subbed out by number 23, David Sagimoto. And then number 3 for Nola, James Irie is going to be subbed on for number 18, Sean Grisius. Thank you. And we'll see if Deacon can make the kick from the far wide side. He's been killer all day. And referees, AR say no good. But Manuel, we have a game on our hands. Nola 24, Old Red Eye 19, and they have scored all of the tries of the second half so far.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Those subs have been really helpful for Old Red Eye, and we know that Nola has made a couple of subs. We'll see if that can make a difference for them in this continued second half. Now we're into our water break, which is very much needed and appreciated, I'm sure, for all these players.
Yeah. Whatever Red Eye did, that talk that they had during halftime, it made a huge difference. Again, the subs they made, it was a mix of both their front row, 1 back row, and 2 backs. And one of those folks has scored a try. So, you know, Old Red Eye, I think, really doing a wonderful job of bringing what it feels like to be that second half strong energy.
Yeah, I feel like at halftime, I definitely could hear Old Red Eye being really loud, trying to hype each other up, and sometimes that's all you need, you know? Sometimes rugby is just a mental game of who can come out a little bit stronger and a little bit faster in their heads and put it all out there on the pitch. So we'll see if we can keep this game up, you know? It's been a really close and good one so far, so we love that momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody making sure to take a water break here real quick. It's muggy. Refs have been running around also like crazy all weekend. So a big shout out also to our Texas Rugby referees and the Texas Rugby Referee Association. This is a really great opportunity to not only have some of the best referees of our union, obviously flaunt their knowledge of the game, but also give a really great opportunity for other folks to learn. So really, really awesome. Nola's got quite the challenge to change the momentum of the game because they've had 3 tries scored against them and nothing yet to show for in the second half, even though they've had a couple of good field positioning moments. So, you know, a huge almost kind of swing of stories from one half to the next. Deep, deep kick by Nola. Ends up in the arms of number 13, Austin Parrish for Old Red Eye. Gives it to their number 10, Kobe Deacon, who finds exit. Just short of the 40-meter line, but really good, clean play. Jackie, with kind of the shift in just momentum, what do you think Nola needs to do to really get back into it and try to get another try on the board?
I think defensively they're doing what they need to do, but Old Red Eye is finally finding some continuity and opportunities, again, poking holes through the defense. So Nola need to get this ball and trust their speed again.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely just need to get a little bit more ball in hand. The team that's had the most possession has done the most scoring, and that's an unfortunate example of just mishandling. But great cover by the number 15. Number 13 almost had him. Number 11 for Old Red Eye also still in support. And Red Eye just making this really difficult for Nola to recover. They've got several jerseys in that ruck. Nola managing to hold on. One Red Eye here in the back trying to be like, I'm not in the way. Clear from number 15, but excellent coverage. And who's there? Kobe Deacon. Deacon taking it himself. Gets tripped up. They do have folks there in support. 9 gets it on out to his big number 7, Cody Johns. Good set ruck. They go back to the right side where Deacon is. Deacon finds his number 11, 11 pushes off one defender. 18 is going up and over. And I can't quite see, but it looks like, again, Old Red Eye holding possession, giving it out to their cheeky number 2. He goes down well with good support. Out to the number 5. Brennan George. 9 continuing to pass. Deacon going between 2 players. Referee says they have the advantage. Referee now making it official that they have been awarded the penalty. Ooh, and a miscommunication. Big hit by Nola. Redeye just meters. Oh, and a knock-on in the attempt to score. Referee comes back to the penalty. Did not seem like Old Redeye truly had an advantage.
No, it looked like there was some confusion from, I believe it was their 9 who tapped it and went in, and then he just stopped when he should have just kept going, kept playing until he heard another whistle.
Yeah.
So sometimes those small errors in play can keep you just from being dominant and making things happen. So definitely always playing to the whistle. If you just tap and go, keep going forward until you hear a whistle blown again, and then you stop. Never stop mid-play. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to force more errors for your team either.
Absolutely. And referee coming back. We have all players on the field right now, but looks like a warning coming up.
A yellow, actually.
An actual yellow. And so this is going to be the second yellow card now given to Nola. It seems like it was similarly for repeated infringements. 9 looking to give it to their number 7 for Old Redeye. Redeye continuing to move to the right, now using their strong number 5. 5 got great support from number 20. Ruck is set, continuing to move to the right side. Right, giving it number 13 for Old Redeye. And referee says there was a good grounding. Going to have a chat with his AR, Justin Hale, to triple check. But if this is good, at this point, this is the tying try, making that 4 tries in a row. It looks like Hale was saying not quite, though. Referee does say it is now held up. So try not given. That's why we love and appreciate having skilled ARs to help us keep the integrity of the game. This will now result in a goal line dropout. Man, y'all, that was crazy, though. Old Redeye, I don't know if you guys can hear them. They are losing it. They can smell blood in the water, though. All this second half momentum has been theirs. Kick goes right to their number 9, Brock Roper. Roper gives it out to number 11, Ryan West. Ryan met by the strong number 18 for Nola. 9 gets it out to number 20, Derek Asparelli. Derek's had a great second half since coming in. 10, Deacon with his little step. Now gets it out to this speedster, number 15, Jean-Eric Vander Esportero. And he has been a huge player for Redeye, now giving them the tying score. What a crazy change of events here on our hands, Jack.
Yeah, you love to see it again. This is a D3 championship game. We expect it to be close. We expect it to be a fight back and forth, and that's exactly what Old Redeye has started to bring in the second half. 24 unanswered points for this half. Now it's anybody's game.
Truly, like, wow. Old Redeye, just meeting you today, you all are a second half team, and those are my favorite types of teams because it's not how you start, it's truly about how you finish. And so huge testament to the grit Again, a huge testament to some strategic-looking subs. But you also have just really excellent consistency from your players. Number 10, Kobe Deacon, who's continuing to just force excellent territory, as well as just a huge shout-out to number 15, John-Eric Vander Esportero, who has been running just rampant across the field, also with an excellent boot. And, man, once you gave him some field space to run in, he was gone.
Yeah, we just saw a little cheeky play from Nola trying to chase down the kicker. Went just a little too early, knocked the ball over, so the kicker gets to reset and try to go for points here.
And, y'all, this could be what puts Redeye in the lead. And kick is good. So after 76 minutes is the time I have, trailing for the entirety of the game, Old Redeye take their first lead of the game by 2, making this a 26-24 match. Wow. What a crazy just half we've seen this second half has been. And you can hear Coach saying, Hammer boys, keep the possession. At this point, they may not want to kick as much as they have, but whoa, what a speedster they have on the far right-hand side. Number 21, Darian Betts. And it looks like Deacon's like, you know what? Bet, we're going to keep kicking back, and we're going to keep forcing Nola back. Number 15 tries to ping-pong it back on over into that far corner, but again, Deacon and his support player had not left yet. Deacon goes to kick one more time. Ball is out of bounds. Looks like he was well behind his 22. So now we're starting on Nola's 40. A handful of minutes left. What we could see is potentially about 3. Jack, what do you think Nola has to do to really make something happen?
They have to get it through their speed and just crash through. But again, Redeye's defense has been way more solid in the second half. They're not giving Nola very many opportunities to get through them.
Yeah, ball hitting ground but going backwards. Number 10 does a great job of finding his support player. And he is fighting. Just excellent leg drive there by Nola. Finding the number 4, Frank Finkel. Finkel with the leg drive. 9 finding the 10. Going very far and wide, but we've got shooters. 2 Redeye boys over number 14, James Richardson for Nola. Thankfully, he got his support now. They look to kick. The back 3 for Redeye there, and our try scorer, number 15, ready to go. In support is also the number 10, and he's now looking to the other side of the field with a gorgeous and really friendly bounce for them, allowing that to be the new spot. Love how aggressive, again, the number 10, Kobe Deacon, has been for Old Redeye this afternoon. Just truly any spot where he sees the 3 in the back for Nola he's kicking into, forcing players to really have to make choices of, am I going to be able to get there or not? And a fumbling, unfortunately, at the back of the line out by Nola, resulting in a knock-on. Everything going Old Redeye's way, and unfortunately nothing helping Nola out right now. Referee says time off. We have a couple of players down. Nope, just kidding. He's trying to say, people, let's keep moving. Let's keep going. Nola again still playing with 14 on the pitch. They have that yellow card still there. They do make a sub. trying to change things up a little bit in their pack these last few moments of the game.
Well, that's more of a technical sub there since they are down a player. They're trying to fill somebody in there for that scrum to make it possible.
Yeah, I just realized, unfortunately, the yellow card was given to a forward sub, Chris Coles. So, yeah, definitely got to fill our scrum if we're going to be scrumming. And really great job by them winning that and earning the penalty. They've got the boot, trying to work this down the pitch. Number 10 gets it now into their half, but still within the 40. So Nola's got a solid 40-some-odd-ish meters to go to try and get closer. But if they can get a penalty, Jackie, they've had a boot.
Yeah.
Do you think they're thinking of just hopeful maybe kicking opportunities at this point of the game?
I mean, hopefully we don't super know what time is left on the pitch, so they might have a bit of a longer opportunity to just keep ball in hand and get to the try line.
Ball goes over all the jumpers and a friendly bounce backwards off the back shoulder. So Redeye with ball, and man, this number 8, Nicholas Adriana, is doing a fantastic job. Nola with a strong counter, but an unfortunate error there. And penalty given. Referee having a chat, letting them know maybe what had happened. Making sure player safety is first and foremost. Medic was out there right away. Great job by him. And honestly, again, on the opposite side, but something I was thinking, and now they're talking about it. Kobe Deacon's like, put me in again. They're asking for a T. The score is 26-24. If Nola had had the opportunity to get a penalty on their side, I imagine they'd be looking to go for 3 points. But now, strategically, Old Red Eye being very, very smart here, making it an opportunity to go for it and try to force Nola to then have to score a try to even get back in the game. Deacon with the strike, and it is far enough.
But just slightly wide.
But slightly wide, and so Nola running it out of their try zone once again, using their very shifty number 13, 2 missed tackles. And Nola setting their ruck outside of their 40, trying to get out of this half. Good line run by, again, one of their subs. 14 getting it on out. Do they have support? Good support by Nola. Now working their way back into the next pod. Good line run. Good support. Now to number 13. And knocked on. And number 8 for Old Brevard, Nicholas Adriana. Doing a good job. But that is game, y'all. And truly an insane turn of events. You could almost call it the tale of 2 halves, with Old Red Eye scoring and ultimately overcoming a 24-point deficit and winning by 2 off of just truly fantastic conversions and kicking and just excellent performances by their number 10, Kobe Deacon, and their number 15, the savior of the day, Jean-Eric Vanderles Poltero, who scored the try that tied the game and giving Kobe the opportunity to finish. Jackie, I guess to kind of summarize, what did you think of that game there?
That was excellent. That was everything that you want to see from a championship game. Going back and forth, unanswered points in the first half, unanswered points in the second half. When I took a quick look at my stats earlier, Old Red Eye had a lot of opportunities as far as penalties and lineouts went in the first. Had just a few less opportunities in the second, but they definitely capitalized anytime they had ball in hand.
Yeah, that is so excellent. And again, just big kudos to a team that didn't see the deficit as a negative. They saw it as a challenge. They rose to the occasion, and that's what makes Brevard Old Red Eye, the men's D3 final here at the Gulf Coast Super Regionals. Again, last thank you to our supporters, the Texas Rugby Union, the Texas Rugby Referee Association, Rugby Ninja, Nutmeg Sports Media, and our hosts, the Austin Huns, here at the Austin Rugby Ranch.
Austin Rugby Ranch!
Yeah, I'm Carla Navarrete, checking out here alongside my wife, Jack. But stay tuned. We've got games kicking off here shortly.